Hey guys, Hurricane James Franco here. So if you've ever talked to me before, you know that I like to share some of my dumb stories and experiences from my life. Whether it be the time that I got an inner lip tattoo on a whim, or the time I drunkenly broke a toilet seat, I like to think that I live a very interesting life. Today, I kind of want to talk about one of those times, the time I got a lap dance from a midget at Midget Wrestling. So, quick sidebar. I have two older brothers, and both of them are extremely outgoing. Along with that, they usually like to invite me to partake in their own escapades and adventures due to me being the baby out of the three of us. So the story starts off the summer I had graduated college. My older brother was also home from med school during this time and was working a job at a call center. In the middle of his workday, he ended up calling me, asking me, "Hey, what are you doing later on tonight?" "Nothing, why?" "Alright, good. You want to go to midget wrestling with me tonight?" "What?" "Yeah, midget wrestling." I guess. How much are tickets?" $18. I'm just gonna go on a limb here, and I'm guessing that tickets might have been like half off or something, but yeah, it's pretty awesome. So with a deal like that, I couldn't really refuse that. So and that very night, I went online, bought tickets like an hour before the show was supposed to start, hopped in my car and drove over to the venue. And I gotta say, it is one of the best events I've ever gone to. Now for the 2-3 of you who are bound to ask the very oblivious question, "But Bibsy, what is midget wrestling?" It is exactly like what the name implies. It is midgets wrestling. And think the WWE, but with midgets. It's meant to be a show, and it's awesome. If you ever get the chance to go, I recommend you do. It is a good night. But to really describe the scene from that night, I could go on and just rant and try to describe everything. But in honesty, I think it might be better just to show you. As you can tell, drinks and laughs were had. My brother and I heckled some of the wrestlers. We were having a great time. After 2 or 3 of the fights, the funniest part of the night ended up happening when the announcer ended up going back into the ring and announcing to everyone that the referee, who is also a midget, was going to be doing lap dances to anyone who came down to the ring and sat down on the edges. The kicker about these lap dances was the price. These were $5 lap dances. I knew I was fucked the moment my older brother heard this, because he immediately reached for his wallet and handed me a $5 bill and told me, "You're going to be getting one of these lap dances." I couldn't argue with him because he was already starting to push me down the stairs. The best part about that $5 that he handed to me was that was his lunch money for the day after. He'd rather see his little brother get a lap dance from a midget at midget wrestling than eat lunch the next day. And just so this video isn't completely clickbait, here is that exact video. So, yeah, that happened. So after I had gotten my lap dance, she proceeded to continue on going around the ring, giving everyone lap dances. And the funniest part of that was that as people were getting up after their lap dance, more people were coming down and sitting down. So this woman ended up going around the ring 2-3 times, giving everyone lap dances. I can only imagine how tired she must have been, and I bet that she made at least over $100-$200 just from those lap dances. After that, not much really happened. There was 1 to 2 more fights after that, but the night ended off with something else pretty funny that ended up happening. The announcer had come back into the ring and started a bidding war for the opportunity to hit one of the midget wrestlers over the head with a trash can lid. The bidding had gotten to the point where one guy who had won it had spent $500 to hit a midget in the head with a trash can lid. And funny enough, I also have the clips from that happening as well.
We're up against each other right now. We got two. Anybody else want to jump in? Everybody say, oh, no. I don't count to 3. Are y'all ready? 1, 2. What? Are you ready? Hey, 1, 2, 3. Hey, you hit like a fucking bitch, and you hit me when I wasn't looking. Let's try that one more time. 1, 2, 3. It is for your chance. As soon as they hit you, it's their turn. Ready? 1, 2, 3.
Overall, arguably one of the best events I think I've ever gone to. It's still one of my funniest stories I think I've had with one of my older brothers. Now, I personally would like to finish this video off with quick little words of wisdom. Kind of a weird segue in place for it, but fuck it. One of the things I'd like to at least share with you guys is something that one of my 2 older brothers had said to me and has stuck with me my entire life. He told me to always say yes to plans for the sole purpose of to make sure that you get a good story at the end of the day, no matter what it is. If the opportunity arises for a quick adventure, don't say no. God knows, you might even get a lap dance from a midget at the end of it.